What need you being cut to sense but fumble in a greasy till and add the half-pence to the pence?
I only got 2 out of 4. I'm joined now by Therese Lynn, who got 600 points in her Leaving Cert in 2008, and Cillian Fahey got 580 points in his Leaving Cert in 2010, and entrepreneur Mary O'Riordan. Did you get them all, by the way, Therese, the poems?
Oh, no.
Were they not on the curriculum? Because you got what? Actually, technically, you got what? 690 points?
690, yeah.
And what did you fall down on?
So it was 6 A1s and an A2 in maths.
Done.
I know.
How did you manage that? What about you, Cillian, all in? Because you took 7 subjects as well.
7 subjects, yeah. I got 4 A1s, 3 A2s, straight A's basically, but 580 points then in total.
Fantastic. And interestingly, both of you have chosen to study careers that aren't normally associated with high points courses or with students who get 600 odd points, because we've come to expect students who get those kind of points to go on to actuarial and medicine and physio. You're doing a course that only required 400 points, Therese.
Yeah, I'm just completing my degree in biomedical and biological sciences in Midweek. Yeah, so.
And did you have a bit of pressure from anyone saying, why aren't you becoming a doctor
or
a lawyer?
Yeah, there was obviously the pressure. If you think you're going to get 600 points, it's why aren't you doing medicine? But I'm really happy with my decision. It was not really for me. I didn't want to go straight into medicine, so maybe in the future.
What about you, Cillian?
Yeah, well,
medicine not for you?
Well, no, I mean blood, but and you know, I mean English literature is usually not associated with jobs, but I mean there aren't any jobs anymore anyway. So, but yeah, no, there was I'd say a fair amount of that pressure. I suppose it's cultural as well. People assume if something has a high point value, it must therefore have value. But I mean that doesn't always follow true. It depends on the person. I suppose there's a failure in school at times, not to focus on what do you want to do afterwards. You know, seeing it as a means rather than people focusing on an end, I'll get my points, and then there's an easy career just to slot into a doctor or actuary or something along those lines.
Career guidance, it comes for a lot of criticism, doesn't it, Marie, in terms of what the guys were saying, that if you get the points, you have to do the high points courses as opposed to matching the right student to the right course.
I mean, it's interesting, and during your piece there, I didn't even rank on the board because I did 7 subjects. I failed English in the Leaving Cert. And folks, hands up, I got 175 points in the Leaving Cert. So I was going nowhere. So my parents actually did invest privately for a career guidance counsellor when I was a teenager. And you see, I was fortunate because I already knew from 13 years of age exactly what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And what's interesting now is I don't feel that I could learn what I've learned in university. I mean, a couple of weeks ago I worked with Gerard Duffy up in Castleblaney, County Monaghan. He's got a family business up there. He's the inventor of a system up there. I pumped in my system. I don't have a degree. And in less than a week he made almost $500,000. I didn't learn that in university, and nor could I have. So I feel no matter what happens, if you did well, fine. If you didn't, fine. Because I feel there's a route for everyone, and I just happened to go the roundabout route.
How did you know at 13 what you wanted to do? Because I think there's people watching this tonight and they're 40 years of age and they don't know what to do.
I think it goes back a little bit further. You know that, you know, on the philanthropic side of what I do, you know, my big goal in life is to build a hospital in Ireland for paediatrics. And it's interesting because my fiancé got 525 points in the Leaving Cert. He's a doctor, has the PhD. My younger sister, Dr. Ciara O'Riordan, and my baby sister is involved in paediatrics.
They're all academic.
Oh, and my brother as well, international businessman, has all the degrees and all the backup and the PhDs. They've all of that. And there's me with nada, nothing. I mean, you know, I got a certificate in journalism and radio. And to answer your question, when I was 4 and 6, some significant happenings in my life. You know, in the family, there were 2 children that died. And I knew I wanted to help. I knew I wanted to do something. So now I'm 36 and my aim is by 50. I've already signed contracts for the world's first perpetual energy hospital in Ireland. And that's going to be built.
An energy hospital.
It's a free energy hospital. Basically, my hospital will never have an electricity or an energy bill. And it's going to help families here in this country. And that seed was set to me when I was 4, Colette. So when I got a first taste of broadcasting at 13, television at 14, I became an award-winning filmmaker at 15. I already knew since 13 what I wanted to do the rest of my life. Did I need a Leaving Cert? Well, it's just as well I didn't, because I flunked. I did a disastrous Leaving Cert. And people, I guess, were very worried for me. And I was teased growing up, and they say, oh, you don't have a degree, you'll never amount to anything. And I look back now on what has happened in the 18 15 years since my leaving cert, and people are saying, well, you didn't need a degree to do that. So there's suddenly the polar opposites. And, I feel very thankful to work with. I mean, this country has been built on family businesses, and I come from family businesses. And Gerard Duffy and Eurotech and Castleblaney, it's another family business. And when you have a success and you bring it home, because Colette, I didn't learn in university how to build a business that I have in 151 countries. Yet it's fact, it's there, it's provable, it's verifiable, and it's working, but I don't have a degree.
You guys are just out of the school system by a couple of years. Do you recognise what Marie is saying there?
Well, I suppose in terms, we look at the second level system to sort of produce people to just move them straight on to third level. There's an immediate assumption that that'll follow through and you'll find yourself in third level, But I think it's true that you don't need to move straight on at least and go on to third level. You can go a different route, and I think that needs to be stressed an awful lot.
You shouldn't be just pushed into certain degrees just because you think it's the way you should go. Like, you shouldn't just do a course in college just because everybody else is.
But do you not just really, being honest about it, if you have any sort of a decent leaving cert, need a basic degree these days for most things in life?
For most things, I suppose, but then you have cases like
but Marie seems to be an exception, knowing at 4 and at 13 what she wanted to do.
And I feel like I'm only getting started. I'm 36 and 37 this month. I feel I've a long way to go. I feel like I'm only getting started. But I'll tell you something extraordinary that happened for me in Dublin, if I may share it with you and your audience right now. Last week I interviewed a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old computer programmer at the Homework Club in Blanchardstown.
Because the guys were nodding when Gavin was talking about coding in my report.
And I want to hire those kids.
9-year-old and 10-year-old, are you having a laugh?
And I'm actually dead serious. These children, I don't even know if it's legal for me to hire them as consultants. It probably isn't.
Probably child labour.
Yeah.
There are 9 and 10-year-old computer programmers in Blanchardstown in Dublin that I want to hire. Isn't that interesting? The other thing that I know is there's now a facility in Ireland for people. It's called Confidence Club. So with me and the disastrous options that I was left with after my leaving certain hands up, that's me, that's no one's fault. I take responsibility. Even though I studied my you-know-what off, it just didn't happen for me. But there's a confidence club now in Ireland, in Dublin, that operates for Irish kids. And that's the first place I would have gone now, because it meant no matter what happened, no matter how badly I did, I had an option.
Yeah.
So they have options now.
Killian, tell them what you did for downtime when you were studying for the leaving cert.
Well,
what was your hobby or your extracurricular activity?
My girlfriend was basically my hobby, to be honest with you. And
she's still on the scene.
I must be good at it.
As what?
Everything, it seems. You're also a beauty queen, Therese, just in case people say, oh God, these guys have no social skills, all they did was study all the time. You played camogie, you entered into beauty competitions, the whole lot. You have it all.
Not all, I suppose. But yeah, I've been playing camogie since I was about 9, so I played it all through secondary school and hockey, and I think I was playing camogie and hockey up to the last 3 weeks of my leaving cert, so it's really important, I think, to have an extracurricular.
Top tip for the guys now who are studying for the exams tomorrow.
Just take it easy. It's not the end of everything if something happens on the day. Like, people have bad days, like, it's not going to ruin your future. Just try your best, take it easy.
Killian?
The English paper is on at 2 o'clock. If you're not doing engineering, that is plenty of time. Be relaxed right now. Be confident that you know an awful lot, but you've got a lot of time there in the morning just to get a few things done.
And any 9 or 10-year-olds that want to apply to Marie coding.
What I would say to people is there's no future in the past. However, I encourage people to do what they feel they were born to do. Do what you love and the rest will follow.
Nice note to end on. Thanks very much, Marie, Killian and Therese, for coming into Midweek this evening. All right, coming up after the break, remember this from Italia 90.